Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a plan with me in my Hobonichi Weeks sneaker mega, and this leather cover is from Harmony Bee. We'll start by prepping today's pages by moving my DIY pencil board to the other side. And now that we're ready, we are going to start with getting our pens from the pencil case. So this one is from 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, and I've had this for quite some time and I still love it. And these are the pens and the ruler that we will be using for today. I say pens because there are other things that I haven't shown you yet, which I will pull out of my 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 pencil case later. It was very difficult to line the pages with the regular ruler that I have, so I'm using my Hobonichi Weeks A6 pencil board, and this is from Hobonichi. It's an official merchandise, and I've seen someone else do this on Instagram stories, and I thought that I'd go ahead and use it, and it was quite effective. Unfortunately, some things are still crooked because I do not have a pencil board, or I've lost my pencil board specific to the Hobonichi Weeks, but it's still so much better than my regular ruler. So here I'm dividing the middle column into separate rows. So for each daily section of that column, there will be 2 sections. And this is what we have for now. So we have weekdays and weekends. And those are the day overview, appointments, and tonight column. For appointments, I have an AM as well as a PM. Onto the right page. So I'm first extending the daily sections onto the right page. And this right page will have tasks and notes that is not day specific. Well, most of them will not be. For the top, I'm making a box so that I will have interesting column divisions, and it's very easy to figure out which section I'm writing in because they will look different in the end. So I'm making the 4th and 5th row, and that is the end of my lining. So here I have priorities, admins, trackers, notes, and next week. I do pre-plan in a digital mock-up of a Hobonichi Weeks, and it is in my last video if you're curious to see how I decide the different sections of my Hobonichi Weeks spread. So here I've just written down the headers, and I'm continuing that with cursive headers on the right side of the page. For trackers, I'm only tracking a few things, but if you would like, you can also just move the notes pages a few rows some more so that you can fit more into the trackers section. I also changed the direction of the headers so that it's even easier to see divisions, and I will have the space for writing notes. So I have some fun little symbols, the sun being the AM and the moon being the PM. And I also forgot to make some weekend rows, and I'm doing that right now using the pencil board. And then I'm continuing the little symbols. Now that our lines are done, I'm pulling the other pens that we will be using, which is my favorite fountain pen and a friction highlighter. I don't use the friction highlighter very much. This is in fact fairly new in my collection, but I decided to use this because I wanted to have a nice yellow color in my pages. So I'm going to highlight first, and these are going to be my appointments and other important things that will happen in the week. And by doing this, it will give it time to dry so that when I write over it, it will not be wet, and I'll write nicely and will not ruin the tip of my pens. I have full and half highlights for my headers on the right side, and I'm also making bullets using my friction highlighter. Now here's a closer look of all of the highlighting that we have done so far. It's very faint on camera, but it's more yellow and stark, nice bright yellow in real life. I've decided to go ahead and use my uni felt tip fine liner so that it doesn't ruin my fountain pen, because it is my favorite and I don't have any means to replace it at the moment. So in the weekend, I only have long tasks because I don't want to make myself do a lot of things on the weekends. And then for just the paper, I'm using the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔. On the priorities, I'm going to write it in bullets. And then I'm also writing some important notes with that special symbol. And then I'm planning my daily overview, as it is the most important thing for me. That's why that column is almost full of information. And that is all done. And here's a close-up of what we have done for today. And I really like this spread, and I hope that this serves me well for the next week. So once again, this is the Bloomin' tray from Lihit Lab, and then this is a book dart from the Hobonichi website that holds my DIY pencil board and some details about my leather cover. Now, the pen loop doesn't fit the 𝒕𝒊𝒔, so I decided to just hook the 𝒕𝒊𝒔 on and put in the highlighter. It doesn't fit very well, but it's not perfect, but it sort of works. So that's it for us today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.